take two. You usually don't get two shots at this at live radio, but guess what? We get two shots at it because we're the best.
Well, I got out. I don't like things that don't run right.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We're perfect. You know, we are perfect people. So
well,
we got to make sure the streets.
It's technology. I just didn't know what happened to you. You've been gone for 15 minutes. I thought you took a lunch break. I was stuck over here.
No, I did not. No lunch break. I don't get lunch breaks. I take oxygen breaks. Like I'm able to take a breath every once in a while, but other than that, no lunch breaks.
Did you get one of these hats?
I did actually. I did. They're really nice.
Jen Daly? Huh?
Yeah, they're nice.
I just want Jason to see it. Look at the hair. He had a good hair day too.
No, when you wear a hat like this.
This is an adult hat with the not the thing right there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's nice.
it's
Jason
really nice.
getting a little merchandise. I like it.
Oh, he sent me something finally. My God, I had the tin cup out for God's sake. Anyway,
really sent you the perks of being on Win Daily. You know, a nice hat to go with it.
Exactly. Welcome to the fastest 20 minutes in all sports, ladies and gentlemen. You have the thing there. Sorry for the delay. We didn't get started. We started, then we stopped, then we started again. So we'll be on for the next 15, 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the time of our lives. Got a lot of things to talk about. Make sure you follow Johnny J, Jon Jansen right there. And the same thing with me. And then WinDailySports.com, www.WinDailySports.com or Win Daily Sports. All right. So we got a couple topics to go with. I did not see the game. We'll have some picks at the 15-minute mark. You only have to wait 15 minutes, folks. You have to just sit through us for just a little bit. I didn't watch the full game last night. I did have the Clippers. One of those nights, last night I go 0-1 with the show. I also had Virginia winning their game in college, and then they get beat. But then, well, it wasn't nice because I lost.
No.
And then
nice that you were betting on college baseball. I think that was what I meant. Okay. It really didn't sound right. No. I didn't know you bet on college baseball. That's great.
Well, that was the first time, and then maybe the last time. But no, if I could bet Baltimore, I could bet Virginia. That doesn't matter. But then I did have last night a couple prop bets that hit in the Clipper game. The one I took, assists, rebounds, points under 44 for Devin Booker. He came down to earth last night. Reggie Jackson, I won under 19.5 for points. He had 19, so I eke that one out. So I ended up having a pretty good day, plus the Clippers. Good game, but I woke up to that. I didn't see the ending. Now, I wake up this morning, I watched Keyshawn Johnson and those guys on ESPN this morning. Pretty good show. And they said, well, 90 seconds took 30 minutes. 90 seconds of replay took 30 minutes. But here's what their argument was. It's okay. You got to get it right. No, you can't get right if you can't get it right in 90 seconds worth of stuff within 10 minutes. And that's the gripe I'm hearing people have today, that it took way too long. What the hell happened?
Well, yeah, it took way too long because just a bunch of replays. I mean, they went to the monitor 4 or 5 times. And, I mean, one of it was at the end of the game. And it's ruined so many moments. So there's 2 reasons why it's completely horrible. One, the entire game is not perfect in terms of the NBA. Like, you're never going to referee it perfect, but that's okay. You kind of expect that. In NBA, kind of you expect that with an umpire strike zone in Major League Baseball. So then all of a sudden for you to try and be perfect in the last 2 minutes is ridiculous.
Crazy.
Then
it's absolutely crazy.
Then the amazing moment of the DeAndre Ayton bucket is completely just kind of it's pandemonium. It's exciting. And then all of a sudden we have to watch referees at a monitor for 3-4 minutes just to put on 0.7 seconds left. It's ridiculous.
It's out of hand. It wasn't supposed to be this way. You knew it would. But I heard Keyshawn Johnson say today, hey, man, no matter what, you got to get it right. Hey, Keyshawn, order a steak. And when they tell you it'll be here in 20 minutes, if it doesn't get there in 40, you just got to chill. This is what I was hearing today. Are you kidding me?
It'd be like if you were supposed to get that steak in 20 minutes and got it in 21 and argued it, that minute late. Like you want to be that perfect. It's never going to be that perfect.
Or the steak wasn't exactly right.
Right. It wasn't exactly the same kind of pink you thought it was going to be in the middle. Like it's never going to be perfect.
No, it's just the excuse that you got to get it right. Not if you're not getting it right if it takes you 30 minutes to try to get it right.
Right.
It's
yeah.
It's an inconvenience. And Keyshawn Johnson, if you order a pizza, they say we'll be there in 45 minutes, and then they don't deliver it for an hour and a half, you're going to be on the phone bitching. They're going to go, but we wanted to make sure to get it right. And you're supposed to be happy with that? It was an inconvenience for the viewer. I'm glad I slept through it. I heard them talk about it.
It was bad. I almost fell asleep during the game. It was horrible because it was just there was no action for long periods of time. So we're watching replays over and over again. Wait
a minute. Was that game on ESPN?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, no wonder Keyshawn got to get it right. John, are you kidding me? I mean, he does a good show. They do a good show. And his partner was the same way. Come on, man. That's too long. You know what? I had a DUI in less time. I got stopped, did the alphabet. They took me there, processed me, and fingerprinted me in less than a half an hour. And it took 30 minutes to get rid of a 90-second situation.
It's ridiculous.
And by the way, I beat the DUI. That was way back in the day, ladies and gentlemen. But I wanted to throw that in. Anyway, so the replay's gotten out of control in all aspects of sports. All aspects of sports. The NFL is drudgery. The NBA between the timeouts and the replay.
NBA is probably the worst. NBA and Major League Baseball are probably the worst of it all. Those two are the absolute worst when it comes to replay. Because it completely halts their games that are otherwise normal rhythm.
Right. And it takes away the transition, takes away the rhythm. It takes away the mojo, if you will, like like you said last night with Aiton shot. You got to sit there. It's out of hand. I wish it went back to the old way. We lived through it for 100 years. Sure, there were some tough calls. You have to overcome that situation. It's happened. But you know what? If it takes 30 minutes to get through all these replays,
absolutely,
something's
wrong. Yeah, absolutely. I think they can't do official review anymore because you can review every single play in the NBA. You really could. It has to be, I think you do one coach's challenge a game, and that's it. One coach each gets a challenge, and that's it.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Okay, now another thing that's absolutely nuts. Max Scherzer going off the reservation last night why did they do this? Hey, all the umpires, they called each other at the different cities and said, let's check everybody tonight. I mean, you know what? Do it. They said it was going to be done randomly. This looked like it was an edict to start going out there, whether it's Vicente Romo, whether it's Max Scherzer, whether it's DeGrom. And to me, I mean, they're making a mockery of it. Scherzer and Romo start taking their pants down. I mean, to me, this is another Rob Manfred debacle. I don't know how they do it, but the way they're doing it now was not attractive for the game last night.
And because you're exactly right. This is one person's fault. This isn't Joe Girardi's fault. Joe Girardi didn't act like a clown. Joe Girardi played within the rules that MLB gave him.
That's right.
Max Scherzer was mad at MLB, not Joe Girardi. So all these people that Joe Girardi's a clown for doing, Joe Girardi worked within the rules that MLB gave him. If you have a problem with the rule, you have to be mad at MLB, which obviously, like you just said, the rule's stupid. And Rob Manfred just made a circus out of baseball entirely. It's ridiculous. This is all Rob Manfred's fault. Let's not mistake it any other way.
And by the way, Scherzer's given the glare. So he doesn't know Joe Girardi like I do. I know Joe because Joe's from Northwestern. Joe worked at Comcast back in the day when it was Comcast before it became NBC Chicago. Mm-hmm. He did Cub telecasts and stuff like that.
He did, yeah.
Okay. And I remember Joe as a catcher. Joe went nose to nose with Sammy Sosa when he had the boombox going back in the day. If Max Scherzer wants Joe Girardi will be there for him. Okay? He's given him the glare. It's not Joe Girardi's fault that things have gotten out of hand. It's
exactly.
I mean, so I think it was the wrong. He was.
And it may not even be Scherzer's fault, but there are a couple of pitchers that did take it far, and now everybody has to suffer for it. You know, and Scherzer, I'm not sure if he was the one that was doing it. I mean, we know Garrett Cole probably did, and he felt very guilty.
Yeah, I have never thought that Max Scherzer was a cheater. I have never thought that. Maybe I should have. I think he's one of the most underrated pitchers. Nobody talks about him half as much as they should have. It should still make, just like Cleveland fans losing Trevor Bauer and other players like Lindor, it should make Detroit fans absolutely livid that they had Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander on the same team, and they ended up going and winning World Series somewhere else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It should just make them sick. And that's the bad thing about free agency. I know there's good things, but that's the bad thing about free agency. So I thought today, now that we're off that topic, we'd go to the Major League standings, my friend. And I'd guide you on a tour of Major League Baseball. Let's go to the American League East first. Boston, to me, is somewhat of a surprise. They're in first place. Tampa Bay second. Yankees, I'm not surprised at 38 and 34. Toronto, 36 and 35. Baltimore, the puke, the vomit bucket of the league at 23 and 50. But there's 4 teams above 500 in the East, so that's not too bad, Johnny. And it looks like it's going to be a good race with at least 4 teams still involved, with Toronto 7 games back.
Yeah, for the most part. I still think that, I mean, the Rays are on a 7-game losing streak, so they're having a rough time. And I think they're having to kind of deal with their injuries a bit.
Time. They've lost 7 in a row. They've lost 7 out of their last 10.
Well, they lost some of their best players, Tyler Glasnow being one of them. So, they're dealing with some things, but then they bring up a guy who's the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, and the guy had a tremendous game. So I think the Rays should be fine. I still think the Rays are the class of the division. Meanwhile, the Red Sox, I just don't think pitching's going to hold up in order for them to win this division. I truly don't see that.
All right, the American League Central, the White Sox in the throes of a slump. They've lost 5
White Sox are winning that division easily. I think so.
Meanwhile, they're in their slump, but they're 2 games still ahead of Cleveland. Cleveland got beat up good last night by the Chicago Cubs. Cubs did them guys a favor. Then you got the AL West. Houston right now on a mission trying to disprove the cheaters. They're 1 game up, but the Oakland A's are a very good baseball team right now. Seattle 7 games back right now, but after that, by the way, the Angels not playing bad baseball, 5-5 their last 10 since Pujols and Trout have been out. National League East, this will be up your alley. The Mets right now running away with it, not running away with it, 4 games up on Atlanta, 4 games up on Philly. I still think Atlanta and Philadelphia are going to make some noise. I think that the Mets are going to come back down to earth. What's your take?
I think Atlanta has the best chance of that still because they just have the better team. It's just getting healthy with pitching. They have probably a really good starting rotation on the IL right now with Mike Soroka, Max Fried, Touki Toussaint, Huascar Ynoa, all these guys. I mean, that's a starting rotation right there that they have on the IL. So if they get healthy with pitching, yes, because the lineup is there. Ronald Acuna Jr. is great, but I don't know. The Mets are really surprising me here. I think they've actually, even though the expectations were high, they still, for them to meet it the way they have, it's been impressive.
Yeah, and they added players like McCann and Lindor and others, so you still got a great pitching staff. So the Cubs surprised me, but they got the carrot in front of their nose. Bryant, Rizzo, all these guys playing for new contracts. They're 2 games.
How long do you think that lasts, though? I know you're more involved in Chicago sports. Do you think this lasts with the Cubs? I'm surprised because I really am surprised that they have 41 wins right now.
79 was their over-under. They got 41 and 33. They're tied with Milwaukee. Milwaukee's pitchers' heads might be screwed up right now because of all the crap that the umpires are putting them through. But they're tied right now. Cincinnati, 4 games back. You'll still hear from them. St. Louis, 4.5 games back. I mean, so they're right there. Then you got San Francisco in the National League West. To me,
up
surprise.
3 games. Up 3 games still. Right. I know it's still halfway through the season, but up 3 games on the Dodgers is still. And the Dodgers have 44 wins. Yeah, it's remarkable. It's I have no idea how it's happening. It's remarkable though.
And Colorado in Arizona, you just want to get some rope and look for a beam. Brooks was here, Shawshank, because Colorado 17.5 back, and Arizona is 27 games back. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. I mean, between them and Baltimore, how do you let any organization? Same with Baltimore. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 1-9. They're 19 back. How do you let any organization get that bad? I mean, any team. Look, we should make a pact, you and I. Mm-hmm. When Matt Harvey starts, we just bet against him for when he pitches for Baltimore. When Matt Harvey, because
he's been brutal.
Hopeful. Oh, everybody was hopeful his first few games. Oh, the dark.
Because he looked okay. It didn't look bad. Things went south really quick.
They want to lose. I don't know who the number one draft pick is. I don't care. Baseball's weird. A number one draft pick in baseball could be the biggest piece of dog crap you'll ever see. Who knows? It's not like football or basketball or what have you, but that's unbelievable. Okay. We went through the standings. Hope you had fun, folks. That's all I'm going to tell you. But now it's time to make some money. Now, Johnny and I had losing nights last night. I go 0-1. Johnny, I think you went 1-2 last night. I didn't give it out. I know. Be mad at me. I had the Clippers. You took the Suns. Devin Booker sort of came back down to earth. They put Patrick Beverly on him. I know Patrick, Marshall High School kid from Chicago. He gets in your head. That's what he does. So that series is going to be interesting, folks. So check out Patrick Beverly if you can. Okay, now it's time for our picks. Are you ready, my friend?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Am I going first?
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
All right. I'll take. I always think Shohei Ohtani gets a little bit too juiced up on the market. The Giants are the best team. He's been great, and he has 2.70 ERA, but he doesn't go deep in the games, and he basically gives it up to his bullpen to go 4 innings, and they just can't hold a lead to save their lives because it's terrible. I like the Giants. Kevin Gausman's been outstanding this season, and if I'm going to get it at -114, I will absolutely take that.
All right. Gant is going for St. Louis tonight. He's pitching against a guy that's got a 5 ERA. It's Detroit. St. Louis is still in it. St. Louis, I don't think has enough at the end of the day. They seem to have shored things up. Their manager is very, very good. He really, really is. They're -119. I'm taking St. Louis over the Detroit Tigers today.
I like that. Actually, I like that pick a lot. That's a good one.
Well, the last time you liked the pick, we had San Diego together.
We did.
So,
We did. This one, I love the pitching matchup, and the only thing I hate about it is that Miami's just not very good, and so I think Toronto could get after a guy like Trevor Rogers. But Trevor Rogers has been outstanding. 7 wins this season, an ERA under 2. But what I might do to kind of save myself a little bit here and not bet the +107 for a team I don't think is very good, I might take the Marlins on the money line in the first 5 at -106 and thinking Rogers outpitches him.
All right, my friend. You see that?
Chicago, yeah. I like it. Chicago Rays.
In case you people want to know where this show's coming from, at least part of it. John's got 3 different areas, 3 different homes out there. And
Philly.
Got one in Newark right around the corner from Senator Booker. Who knows? Also, the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. Atlanta tonight playing Giannis, playing that crew there. Milwaukee just survived a very tough series. I think Atlanta comes in. I think Milwaukee comes out strong tonight. If it's -8, -7.5, take Milwaukee. I also might take a shot at the money line, but it's -350. That's pretty steep, but I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks -8.
I don't know if I have another play. I was thinking Milwaukee, so I might just let that one sit with you. I'm looking at the player props. Obviously, Giannis is intriguing over 33.5 because they don't have anybody.
Is that just for points?
Yeah, that's just the points, and it's a lot. It's a lot. He's hit that number a few times against Brooklyn. The problem is the Hawks don't have anybody that I think could really get in his way. Clint Capella's not good enough, and he can get in the foul trouble very easily here. You're not going to put John Collins on him. John Collins is way too small, and he would get bodied up. So I think Giannis, I would think about taking the over 33.5. Kevin Huerter's still interesting at 13.5. He just got to make sure what Bogdanovich and his injury status is. The one I would probably take under here is Trae Young, and I would probably look at his points, rebounds, and assists on the player props and take the under. I think he's going to have a very tough time against Drew Holiday, and he didn't particularly have a great series. 41.5 is his number. That's a tough number to reach. He has to have a very good game, and the points might be there. I don't think everything else is. So I'm going to go under 41.5 for Trae Young. That'll be my official play for this game. Trae Young under 41.5.
I love that. I love that. So let's go over it real quick, folks, before we say goodbye to you again today. St. Louis -119 in baseball for me. Seattle at home. Really, basically, it's probably going to be a pick against Colorado. I like Seattle, and then I like the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Yeah, -8. I may go on the money line, but that sounds insane right now. It's pretty high. Those are my 3 picks.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going with the Giants money line -114. Marlins first 5 money line -106, and then Trae Young under 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -107.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, sorry for the slight.
We should do this more. The second time is always better than the. That was good.
My
second
God,
time
we
was
landed
great.
right on the number. It's like 20 minutes. I'm absolutely thrilled. So long, everybody. Win daily. You.